Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a fun video for you today. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm going to play a round of disc golf using an old school Innova bag and loadout. So what this means is I've got a really old Innova Standard Bag here, and this in and of itself is over 20 years old, this design. Previously they had tournament bags before this, which were larger lunch style type bags. They even had a previous iteration of this, but this has been around for over 20 years in this current design. But inside it are the important things. Inside this are 10 Innova discs from before the year 2000. These are 10 of the most popular molds Innova has ever produced, and they've been around a long time. So I have 2 putters, 4 mid-ranges, and 4 fairway drivers. All these came out 1999 to 1984 in that time period. First and foremost is the Aviar. This came out in 1984. This is the first Aviar putter I ever bought. I basically stopped using it because it came too flippy, and I migrated to newer, more stable Aviars, but I'm going to use this one today. Additionally, the very first Rhyno that I bought as well. These are 2 of the oldest molds that I have here, but that's not all. Let's take the 4 mid-ranges. We have the Stingray here, followed by the Cobra, the Shark, and the Roc. All these are in DX plastic, as are these 2 putters. Last but not least, the fairway drivers. These came out later on in the 90s by Innova, but you're going to see the Leopard here, the Cheetah, and the Gazelle, as well as the Whippet. These are what were popular before the T-Bird, Eagle, and other 7-speed fairway drivers that came out existed. So yeah, there's not much else to say. We're going to go have a fun round of disc golf. I'm going to try to throw every one of these discs at least once in this video, and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so at hole 1, I haven't thrown the Gazelle in months. Going to throw it again. Been waiting for this a long time. Love it. Let's go. Okay, we've got a little bit of a shorty. It looks like I'm about 130 feet out, so I'm just going to use my putter to get close. That'll work. All right, guys, looks like I'm about 20 feet from the basket. All right, I'm going to need this Leopard as a turning driver because the basket is way over that way. So this is the right disc for the hole. I didn't turn it enough, but it held completely straight. We've got to look. Okay, I think the Shark would make a good approach disc in this situation. Good touch of stability. Should be able to reach the basket. Love it. I can see why the Shark's so popular. Just so you know, there's another 6 or so discs that I have from 1999 and earlier that I could have used in this video, but I figured a quick 9-hole video would be fun. If you want me to do a longer video, like on an 18-hole with more like the Innova discs, I can do that, or even of different brands, just let me know. I just happen to have more of the Innova discs than the others. All right, made it to hole 3. Let me try my Cheetah. That'll work. Oh, baby. I'm headed past those trees. I'm putting. Okay, that's hilarious. I thought this made it over across, but it looks like it didn't. So I'm going to have to try to putt from a more challenging lie. So let's just see how this goes. I don't think I put the camera in the best spot. I'm sorry, but I don't really care. Just trying to make this putt. I didn't give it enough. Oh well. Truth is, I don't really have a lot of time to set up before I get here and play. I'm just trying to play while there's daylight. All right, the wind is picking up, but I don't really care. Got my Whippet here. I want to throw it as far as I can. This is so overstable. The Whippet that I used before was a DX Whippet, which was pretty overstable, but this is just a touch more, and it's never lost its stability in the few times that I've thrown it. It's the fairway play. Good job. Okay, we made it to here with the Whippet. I'm pretty proud of this disc, how far it went. But you guys see pretty much how overstable this is. Yeah, it's definitely a utility disc. Now I'm going to try this Cobra. I'm just going to try a sidearm flick. I've got just under 200 feet. pretty good. Also, forehand guy. So admittedly, I was a touch scared using this Cobra with my forehand, but I noticed it has a pretty flight plate, so it's very forehandable, provided you have enough touch to not burn it over. All right, we made it to one of my favorite holes, mostly because there's not trees right in front of the tee pad. Let's try my Cheetah. It does help that I spent a fair amount of time last week throwing from this tee pad. You know what? Here's a thought. The Aviar is a throwing putter. Just like that. All right, I didn't expect this to take off that much, this being a slow putter, but let's see if I can land this putt. Boy, I'm not even sure you can see me. It's pretty dark back here. Booyah! You saw that though. Okay, this is one of the very few tee shots where I have a chance of getting close to the basket with a mid-range. So I'm going to try this DX Stingray. Just try to go for the basket. Well, it's in the center. Okay, looks like got about 100 feet to the basket. I'm going to try this Aviar again. Actually, let me try a sidearm because I did a backhand on the last approach. And I just need a touch. That's all I need. You know what's sad is I'm not even forehand dominant, but I feel much more confident with the sidearm approach than a backhand. Even though I spent years, you know, playing and practicing short distance backhand, I love the forehand more. Okay, we've made it to hole 7. Time to bust out the Stingray again. All I want is a little bit of a hyzer flip. My tournament play here is, quite frankly, just a mid-range to about the middle. Let's see if I can pull this off. There we go, hyzer flip. It's exactly why you use a Stingray. Let's see if I've got a good lie. Okay, unfortunately, I ended up in a bad spot. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm just gonna take this out so you can see it. Here's the disc. So I don't have a good line, so I'm just gonna pitch out. I'm accepting the fact that I'm gonna get a bogey. There. I can easily sidearm to the basket. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay. Pretty sure I can get close to the basket, but I didn't expect to be quite as off with my scuba. But tap in, bogey. Okay, I have to say I'm pretty lucky to have only bogeyed at this point. Haven't felt in control of my throws, but I do like how this has been playing. I'm mostly hitting the lines that I want. I'm just kind of off. I'll dial it in. Okay, now we've made it to the end of the easy holes, and we made it to the last 2 and hardest 2 holes on the course, the 2 longest holes. Let's see if I can get a par on this one. Just want it out there. Got an approach. Okay guys, not the greatest of lies, but it's the perfect one for the Whippet. This is basically a 6-speed or 7-speed Firebird, and it skips really well. So I'm going to point it straight and let it fade and get close to the basket. This is why people like me would bag a Whippet. See, look at that. Does exactly what I wanted, except it didn't roll forward towards the basket. Okay, so the good news is I'm only 20 plus feet away. That's an easy putt. Yeah, it does help to practice putt in the beginning. Heck yeah. Okay, now the longest and hardest hole on the course, one that I rarely par, but I've gotten better since then. Much better. Okay, my camera was off, so the throw that I just did didn't capture. So take 2, action. I'm going to try my Stingray, and hopefully this gets captured on film. That's almost as good, but I got to take it. Okay, not that this throw that was missed being filmed was too bad. Going with the worst lie, so whatever. Anyways, got to try to save a par here. Now that I have to retry from farther back. Nope. All right, well that's an easy bogey. All right guys, I hope you had fun. Had a blast playing with a lot of these discs that I used to play with and kind of moved on from, but you can tell they're all really good discs. I've gotten one of my better scores here because of them. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.